Welcome to Psych with Sigmund, where we explore the fascinating world of psychology and uncover the secrets of the human mind. Today, we're going to delve into a fundamental concept that underlies many aspects of our behavior: intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. In simple terms, motivation refers to the driving forces that initiate and sustain our behaviors. But what fuels these motivations? Are they driven by internal desires or external factors? This is where intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation comes in. Intrinsic motivation arises from within, where we engage in activities for the sheer pleasure or satisfaction of doing so. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation is driven by external factors, such as rewards, recognition, or social pressure. The concept of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation has its roots in psychological theory, dating back to the early 20th century. One of the pioneers in this field was Edward Deci, who proposed that intrinsic motivation is a fundamental aspect of human nature. According to Deci, when we're intrinsically motivated, we experience a sense of autonomy, competence, and relatedness, which are essential for our psychological well-being. The self-determination theory, SDT, developed by Deci and Richard Ryan, provides a comprehensive framework for understanding intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. SDT posits that human behavior is motivated by three innate psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. When these needs are satisfied, we experience intrinsic motivation, which leads to more enjoyment, creativity, and overall well-being. Research has consistently shown that intrinsic motivation is a more sustainable and effective driver of behavior than extrinsic motivation. For instance, studies have found that when people are intrinsically motivated, they're more likely to persist in the face of challenges and experience greater satisfaction with their accomplishments. In contrast, extrinsic motivators like rewards or recognition can actually undermine intrinsic motivation, a phenomenon known as the overjustification effect. One classic example of this is the study conducted by Mark Lepper and his colleagues in 1973. They found that when children were rewarded for engaging in an activity they already enjoyed, their intrinsic motivation for that activity decreased over time. This suggests that extrinsic rewards can actually erode our internal drive to engage in activities we love. So, how can we apply this knowledge in real-world settings? In education, for instance, teachers can foster intrinsic motivation by providing autonomy support, promoting competence, and encouraging relatedness among students. This might involve offering choices, providing feedback that focuses on progress rather than grades, and creating opportunities for social interaction and collaboration. In the workplace, managers can create environments that support employees' intrinsic motivation by offering autonomy, feedback, and opportunities for growth. This might involve delegating tasks, providing regular feedback, and recognizing employees' achievements in a way that's meaningful to them. Therapeutic approaches like motivational interviewing also rely on the principles of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. By helping individuals identify and connect with their intrinsic motivations, therapists can facilitate behavior change and promote greater self-awareness and self-regulation. To illustrate this, consider a client who wants to start exercising regularly. A therapist using motivational interviewing might ask the client to explore their reasons for wanting to exercise, identifying both intrinsic, e.g., feeling good about themselves, and extrinsic, e.g., looking good for others, motivations. By acknowledging and working with these motivations, the therapist can help the client develop a more sustainable and enjoyable exercise routine. Another important concept related to intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation is the idea of flow states, introduced by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Flow states occur when we're fully engaged in an activity that challenges us and matches our skill level, resulting in a sense of complete absorption and enjoyment. Research has shown that flow states are often characterized by high levels of intrinsic motivation and are associated with greater satisfaction, creativity, and overall well-being. In conclusion, Intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation is a fundamental concept in psychology that has significant implications for our behavior, well-being, and life satisfaction. By understanding the differences between these two types of motivation and how they interact, we can cultivate greater autonomy, competence, and relatedness in our lives. As we strive to find balance between pleasure and reality, recognizing the power of intrinsic motivation can help us develop a deeper sense of purpose, fulfillment, and enjoyment. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.